Swift, I'm a...
These niggas be talking about me like they know me. Look, you turned your back on me. Dude ain't my homie, but fuck what they say, cause I had to keep going. I'm facing
Like,
it
hide
I could've
for
been gone. The
what
bitch
it
is alive. She wanted me only. I ain't surprised, don't wanna know why. My head to the sky, my heart on this corner. I'm from the north, I cut that shit short. I pray to the Lord, back then I was homeless.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Cardboard Collector, aka The GOAT, aka Mr. Sneaker Trapper, aka Sneaker Trapper of the Year. Every year, we are back again today, man, with something slightly different from the norm because I have been getting a ton of questions from other resellers and, hustlers in the sneaker industry. Essentially, over on my Instagram, people have been DMing me, on stories that I'm posting, or certain shoes that I've been buying, or certain shoes, that I have in stock, and asking me like, hey, what should I be doing in the pandemic? Like, essentially, people are buying shoes, but they aren't buying shoes the way that they were buying shoes. And if they are buying them, then they're buying them for less money. People, have been trying to figure out, what should I do with these shoes? Should I sell? Should I sit? Or should I be buying more sneakers? So today, I'm going to help you out with that. But before I jump into that, go ahead and do that shit that I like, man. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment. And as always, I thank you, and sharing is caring. So jumping into it, man, this pandemic has been absolute crazy. This pandemic is pandemonium. People are not buying sneakers as an item of importance right now. There are still some sneakers selling. I have sold quite a few sneakers myself recently, but prices are changing. In some areas, prices are going up. Some prices are going down. Some, people are trying to determine whether or not they should be holding on to a sneaker or whether they should be selling it now, taking what they can and reinvesting into something else. I have put together a list of 12 sneakers. Shoes either you need to move, shoes you should be buying, or shoes you should be sitting on. It is very important to understand, do not panic. In these particular situations, some people are panicking. I know, the thing is if it's a decision between eating or not eating, of course, sell the fucking shoe. But if not, try to have some patience, man. Try to hold on to some of these particular sneakers. So we're going to dive right into the first shoe on our list, which is the Olivia Kim Jordan 4. This is a women's release. It kind of came out around the same time as the men's Black Cats. What's happened is that this Olivia Kim, I'm pretty sure, I looked on Nike earlier today, it is still there. It has not sold out, and that is even after Nike has dropped a 25% off of your purchase. This shoe is absolutely amazing as far as quality goes. What I do know is that it's springtime, it's about to be summertime, it's an all black shoe with pony hair. I think they actually use like bovine or whatever, some kind of animal with the actual hair. That is not a spring or a summer shoe. So of course nobody's buying it. Of course nobody's looking for it. But in 3 months, as the weather starts to change and we are back outside, this shoe could possibly be huge. The entire design was phenomenal. And this shoe right now is going for far under retail. You could essentially pick up pairs of these if you put in bids on StockX or GOAT or offers or whatever, or if you just hunt around and find them, you should be able to find pairs of this sneaker for under $150. Once the fall time hits, this shoe could almost double within 3 months, and that is with the pandemic going on. This next particular sneaker comes as no surprise to anyone, as every shoe he has touched has been solid gold. However, there was a particular moment of oversaturation in the market, and this shoe suffered from that. The Travis Scott Air Force One Cactus Jack. This particular sneaker is hovering around like a 400, 500. You get crazy in the smaller sizes, maybe you get the 750-ish. But this shoe is nowhere near its full potential. And again, it's a fall shoe. It's light brown. It's dark brown. It's navy blue. It's fucking fall. It looks like dead leaves. May ain't happening. Let's just keep it real. May ain't happening. June, we limping into June. And come July, we just gonna be getting on our feet. But see August? Oh, August. August is going to be fucking phenomenal. We're gonna all look like fucking Monopoly men. We just running around like fresh as shit and throwing money everywhere. It's gonna be fucking dope. So what I can tell you is if you have these pairs, Sit on them. Do not sell them. I'm pretty sure that this shoe will be in the $700 to $800 range, and it's worth the time of holding. If you have to sell, of course, again, sell it, but I'll be the one buying it. Now, normally I don't always jump onto the Adidas train, and I know you guys tell me about it a lot. There are a few of you who tell me a lot more than others, but what I will tell you is that I am still a firm believer of making money. Even though I may not wear Adidas, even though I may not support them or speak much about them at all, I still love to make money. All of the Adidas 350 Yeezys sit. Do not sell. Most of the last few Yeezy releases are not even selling, for much over retail. Like you're losing money in most situations when you sell them. So most people are just getting their money back. However, Yeezys are a notorious fall shoe. They're all going lower and lower and lower. So of course you want to buy them, but of course you don't want to sell them now. If you do, you're just bailing out. You're losing more money than you already would have been losing when you were selling them for retail. So sit on these sneakers because you are 2 months away from greatness. You will be able to make tons of it in a few months if you hold on to your Yeezys, the 350s, the 380s, the 500s, the 700s, whatever. Hold on to all of those dark colored ass shoes until August hits, late July maybe. Moving into an area that I'm super familiar with, being that it is Jordan 1s, there are very few Jordan 1s that are flops, and we're talking OG highs. We're not talking mids, we're not talking lows. The first one we're gonna look at is the Air Jordan 1 OG High First Class. These are now going for less than $120. I think I went over onto the Nike app. There's still some very decent sizes that are still there. And again, puzzling after the 25% off that these still did not sell out. If you can get these for less than $120, preferably around $100, take as many as possible. Another Jordan 1 that is, still sitting, and I think it has finally sold out in all sizes that are reasonable. I think there's like a size 18 left, is what I looked at yesterday. But the Air Jordan 1 Bloodline, this particular sneaker is absolutely fire. I'm still trying to decide why people actually slept on this shoe. The leather quality on this Jordan 1 Bloodline is probably like a top 10 leather quality on an Air Jordan 1 of all time. And I say of all time. Don't at me. If you're over an 8.5, this sneaker is still available for $130. You can still pick this sneaker up for less than retail. When the Bloodline 2.0 releases, the Bloodline 1.0 will skyrocket. So as I stated, we have multiple Jordan 1s, and the next one on the list is going to be the Obsidian UNC Jordan 1. This shoe is already starting to climb, so it should be a no-brainer. But you can still find pairs for very reasonable prices of under $200 and maybe $220 if you're looking at the right size. Of course, your smaller sizes have already approached the $400 or better range. But this particular sneaker was essentially a stepchild to another sneaker, the UNC Patent Leather, the women's release. So both of these are on my list for different reasons. Starting with the Obsidian UNC, this particular sneaker is still cheap enough to purchase and buy. You can buy this and sit on it and move it later. However, its predecessor, the UNC Patent, is falling. We're looking at pairs that are under $400, $500. There are some pairs, for the women's sizes, the smaller women's sizes, that are under $350. Everyone is bailing out on this sneaker because at this point it appears that the sneaker has topped out. Wrong. This particular sneaker will only get better with time. And I believe a lot of people are forgetting that these pairs were very limited. I promise you, you take this sneaker, you sit on this sneaker, do not sell. Sit on this sneaker. The Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Satin Release. There were pairs that I paid, upwards of, $600 or $700 a piece for There are pairs that I traded away 3 or 4 shoes to get one, and depending on the size, and I put them in the vault and pretty much sat on them, and then they started to flop. Every other satin sneaker in the Jordan 1 family is doing phenomenal. I think this sneaker is going to do very, very well in the fall and winter of 2020. Buy as many of these as you possibly can. Stack these up, sit on them, and I promise you the reward will be worth its weight in gold. This next sneaker pretty much flopped just about everywhere, and it looks like your boy was at least temporarily wrong. The last shoe of 2019, the last major release of 2019 from Jordan Brand, the Air Jordan 6 washed denim. Like its predecessors, the Levi's 4s, it did not have the Levi's namesake. If it had the Levi's namesake, I feel like this shoe would have sold the hell out. Secondly, this sneaker dropped way too late in the year. Gotta give people more time to get a sneaker. They have to kind of, normally with Jordan Brand, we're looking at, fall and winter releases 3 to 6 months prior before people actually decide to start wearing them. In this particular situation, it's a denim sneaker. This is a fall/winter sneaker, and you dropped it late December. That leaves January, February, and in most cases, March, it is springtime. No one's going out to put on a denim shoe. You're just gonna look hot as fucking stupid, especially if you live in like Florida or California or Texas. You're not wearing a denim shoe. This particular shoe, you can get for less than $130. Once fall and winter hits and denim is back in, your Canadian tux, and you got your jacket and your pants, etc., and everything else is back to normal, this sneaker will be a winter must-have. I'm looking at this sneaker to probably jump up to, probably somewhere around $170, $180 once this is over with. By the time we're getting into the very cold months, like, November, October, you're probably looking at, this sneaker could be above retail. I know a lot of people now look at it and they say like, oh man, it's $120. Nobody's gonna go and pay $220, $240 for this sneaker. You're wrong. Our next sneaker was a fantastic sneaker, fantastic silhouette, one of my all-time favorites, in a blazer. The blazers that released with them, the Sacai Nike Snow Beach, were completely overshadowed by the phenomenal sneaker of the year that is the LD Waffle. So now, if you have these shoes, sit on them. Again, fall will be pandemonium post-pandemic. Come August, September, these will be going for almost $400. Doubling back into the Jordan 1 section here, as you know, that is my favorite shoe. So of course, I keep a lot of tabs on its movement. There are 2 particular shoes, and I must give a disclaimer before you know. If you know me, I am not a huge fan of Jordan 1 mids. If anything, I'm probably the biggest advocate for never wearing them. However, there are 2 that I actually give a pass to. That is the Melody Asanis and the Blue the Greats. These sneakers are fire. The Blue the Great is on a different spectrum. Melody Asani, there's really no brainer, no question there. If you have them, you're either sitting on them because they have not fluctuated at all, or if anything, they've gone up, or if you have them and you're wearing them, you're going to keep them and they're still, retaining their value. The Blue the Greats were, essentially, I thought the shoe would be better than what it was. And it looks like it wasn't. It flopped out. It never really went below retail for too long, but it never skyrocketed up. It swayed. It's got a lot of fall colors. There's a pattern here in case you're paying attention. Fall, winter, probably gonna make fucking money. They're still priced at a reasonable price range, like $150, $160, and you can still pick up pairs for a reasonable amount so that you can sit on them. I promise you, as much hatred as I have for Air Jordan 1 mids, I'm not hating this sneaker because I love money. The final Jordan 1 on our list is one of the Jordan 1 Defiants, probably one of the least liked releases In 2019, that was a Jordan 1 OG high. That particular shoe, if you know it, it's got the swoosh ripped off the side of it, got the little threads hanging out and shit. It was just okay. But again, we know how Jordan 1s work. You can get this shoe right now for $100. Like, and I say 120 and we pushing it. I mean, there were pairs that were still online on Nike in pretty much, every size with the exception of below a 9.5 or below a 9. They might have even had a 9.5. And then everything up to like an 18. But you can get pairs of this shoe for less than $120. So again, we're leaning on fall as being a pivotal point for like a lot of these releases, a lot of these sneakers that have been sitting around. They were 6 to 8 months ahead of their time, and no one ever pays attention to that when Jordan is giving us turbo greens in December. You're thinking like, what the fuck am I going to do with a turbo green in December? But it's so you can have it in March. We can't release the shoe in March. We need to give you the shoe so you can start putting the rest of your clothes together so you can be fly in March. So to wrap things up, the final two sneakers that we're going to talk about from Jordan Brand are two sneakers that I liked and actually would wear myself. The He Got Game Reverse and a Winterized 4. These two sneakers are both, dark in their colorway, the black and the white. The He Got Games, the leather on the side of the He Got Game was super supple. Probably one of the nicest leathers that I have seen on a Jordan 13. But those shoes are now going for less than $150. I think retail was $190 or $200, either one, whatever. They're less than retail, and you can pick them up for probably $140, $150. I am willing to bet you that the He Got Game 13s are going to be over retail by the time we get to October. This shoe will be selling for $200, $220, and you can probably pick it up now for less than $140. Speaking of the Winterized 4s, that particular shoe was fire. It had very close resemblance to like Encore 4s when you saw it. If you squinted real hard and, winked out of one eye, whatever, it kind of looked like an Encore 4, like kind of had that Eminem vibe to it with the blue and then the gray on the side. That's probably as close as a lot of us are going to get to a fucking $40,000, $50,000 Encore 4. This sneaker is selling for $130. It's suede. It's premium materials. This shoe, I would have thought, 3 months ago that this shoe was going to be selling right about now for like $250 or $300. It's not happening because there are always new shoes and so many shoes that people have to focus on. So some shoes get pushed to the back, forgotten about, and then by the next time we see them, they're $400 shoes, and you're wondering how the fuck did the Motorsport 4s become a $350 shoe? Tell me I'm lying. At $130, for a Jordan 4, Jordan 4s are a loved silhouette. This shoe, going into this upcoming winter, will be taking the same train, watch this, as the Jordan 12 winterized pairs. If you remember those Jordan 12s, the all black ones with the fucking waterproof shit on them, those are going crazy right now. This will be the same way. Do not sleep on picking up some pairs of the Winterized 4 if you plan on making some money post-pandemic. And with that being said, we are at the end of our list. I have given you 12 shoes that you should either be selling, sitting on, or buying as many as you possibly can of in preparation to ball post-pandemic. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you think about the list. If you feel there was any shoes that I possibly missed that are probably going to be banging in 3 to 4 months after this pandemic, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Until then, I'm out.
You body, cause I'm body. About my business, fuck a nigga. Do we got a problem? I know they wanna see me down and